Welcome everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching a very special edition, an election special of Plain Speak. I'm Shivani Gupta. I'm joining you from the battleground state of Kerala. Now, Kerala only sends about 20 MPs to the National Parliament, but the number has assumed greater significance because of the BJP's push in southern states this time around and their insistence to break into this Congress and left bastion. Last time around, the UDF and the Congress swept 19 out of the 20 seats here. But in the subsequent state elections, the CPIM-dominated left swept the assemblies. So can the BJP really get on to the mix? That's the big question. And over the next 2 days, we'll get you more from Kerala. I'm in Trivandrum. First up, listen in to this exclusive conversation with the big BJP face here. Union MOS Rajiv Chandrasekhar, who's fighting from Trivandrum. He was accompanied by the BJP Tamil Nadu President Annamalai as they did a roadshow and they spoke to me exclusively. So how does it feel campaigning the last stretches with Annamalai Singham here as well?
It's absolutely exhilarating because people are responding to the message of change, the message that we need to bring in development and prosperity and jobs and this new politics that we want to bring to Tirunelveli and Kerala. People are responding extremely well.
So I know this is Tamil border area, but why Annamalai for you?
No, Annamalai is more than just about Tamil border area. He's a youth icon and he's certainly inspiration to many young Malayalis as well as young Indians.
Yeah.
So I think he's certainly, I'm very grateful that he's come and campaigned for me.
So last stretch, how confident are you feeling?
I am extremely confident that the people of Tirunelveli want change. I am extremely confident that they will get the change that they deserve.
Let me speak with Annamalai with you as well. Sir, you're here campaigning for Rajiv ji. You've done your pitch in Tamil Nadu. What is the pitch in Kerala?
In Thiruvananthapuram, it is very clear, madam. Modi ji has sent Rajiv Chandrasekhar ji to Thiruvananthapuram. And Thiruvananthapuram can be a world-class city. And last 15 years, it is only empty promises Thiruvananthapuram is seeing. We are extremely confident the Minister for IT, Electronics and Skill Development can really take Thiruvananthapuram to a different orbit.
But what is the one big message you brought to Kerala?
It is clear, madam. India alliance is unstable. In Tamil Nadu, phase 1, the engine failure has happened. It is not going to take off. It is very clear people have to vote for NDA for development.
No, you said earlier today, I heard that here Rahul Gandhi is asking when will Vijayan be jailed. Vijayan is asking when will Rahul Gandhi be jailed. But nationally they don't say that.
Correct. Both of them.
Kerala School of Drama. It's a dramatic game that they play. This is what we call in Malayalam Rashtriya Nadagam. It is absolutely political drama. Both of them are about as closely tied in the hip in Kerala as they are in Tamil Nadu.
Yes, madam. Here both of them are hell-bent. One person has to go to jail before the elections get over. We don't know.
But national message is not there.
But there is a funny joke today on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
If Rahul Gandhi really wants Pinarayi Vijayan to go to jail, people should vote for Modi.
But corruption is the big issue,
Big
both
issue.
in Tamil
Of
Nadu,
course,
in
of course,
Kerala
madam,
as
of
well.
course. Nepotism, corruption, and anti-development.
Confident in Tamil Nadu. By the way, how confident are you? Phase 1 election.
Confident as in Tamil Nadu, as we are confident in Thiruvananthapuram, madam.
All right, thank you so much. There you have it, exclusively speaking to CNN News 18, Rajiv Chandrasekhar and Annamalai, the two big stars, youth stars of the BJP, both big candidates in the two big southern states that BJP is eyeing very heavily this time around for their 400 par target, in Tamil Nadu also and in Kerala also. With camera person PS Rajesh in Trivandrum, Shivani Gupta for CNN News 18. The usual two-way fight on all seats in Kerala has turned into a delicious three-way fight this time around. And nowhere else is it truer than on the seat of Attingal. Now, this is where you've got in contest a union minister, a sitting MP and also a sitting MLA. Can the BJP that increased its vote share by quite a fair margin last time around in this seat of Attingal turn it around this time? Well, I went to the constituency and spoke to the candidates. Here is that story. V. Muralidharan, who's about to campaign in his constituency of Attingal, and we will get on with him on his truck to check just how he's feeling about this competition. This is a very tough three-way fight though, sir.
Yes, of course. It's a neck-to-neck fight, tri-cornered contest. But I hope to come out victorious at the end of the day.
All right, so let's get on to the truck. This is a constituency. The BJP increased its vote share by almost 15% last time around to 25%. What makes you confident this time around?
There are two aspects. I can say maybe you can put it in three. First point is Prime Minister Narendra Modi going into his third term. That is for sure. And entire Kerala, people are convinced that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to have his third term once the election results are out and the new government gets formed. Second, there is a very, I can say, huge anti-incumbency against the present government. It will be short of, I'll not be expressing the real feelings when I say anti-incumbency. I will say there is a huge anger against the present government, which is steeped in corruption and violence.
But it's the Congress that has the most MPs from
That is what I am saying. The third point in that is whether Congress will benefit or BJP will benefit. Congress is a divided house in Kerala. Congress is on the sunset path at the national level. So everyone in Kerala knows that unlike last time, Rahul Gandhi is not going to be the Prime Minister. Rahul Gandhi will not be even an opposition leader. So, as Mamata Banerjee told, Congress will get 40 seats. With 40 seats, they will not become the leader of the opposition in Lok Sabha. So, there is no point in electing an opposition MP to sit in the opposition benches and disrupt the parliament. So, instead of that, people will definitely prefer to have an MP who will support the Prime Minister, and the benefits of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's development schemes and activities that it can be utilized by the constituents.
So, does the bitter fight, there's a war of words going on between the CPM and the Congress here. Does that bitter fight help you?
No, this bitter fight and all is only an eyewash. Because the day before yesterday, Prakash Karat came and told that I am a well-wisher of Congress. So we don't want Congress to be finished. Their only grouse is Rahul Gandhi should not come and fight in Wayanad.
Right.
That is their only issue. Otherwise, they have no issue with Congress.
So, sir, I see anywhere you go, not just in Kerala, in the entire country, you're fighting on the flank of Narendra Modi 2 terms, the deliverables of the Narendra Modi Sarkar. But in Kerala, apart from that, what is the issue on ground?
See, apart from that, other than Prime Minister Narendra Modi's achievements, I would say that Kerala needs development. Especially my constituency. This constituency requires a lot of development, a lot of efforts in every front, whether it is infrastructure, jobs, or agriculture, the situation of the tribal people, all these things are there, and the whole of Kerala, I would say that the largest number of people who go out from any state, outside the state or outside the country, they are from Kerala. Kerala, in spite of the fact that people are literate, in spite of the fact that the climate is moderate, in spite of the fact that we have the nature has blessed Kerala, but it is not being utilized.
In the 2019 elections, BJP came close to the 25% vote share in this constituency, making it one of the prime seats being targeted this time around. The BJP increased its vote share by almost 15% in one election, and the party is hoping that it will see a further bump this time.
So you've also been a former BJP president in Kerala. Of course, you're a union minister, but I want to ask you, what do you make of the overall target the BJP has set? Very ambitious target in Kerala.
Of course, because if in Tripura it can go from zero to forming the government, why not in Kerala?
And Bengal is also a precedent.
Bengal is also, it all takes till the election results are out. Whether it was Bengal or Tripura, nobody had anticipated such a result. So Kerala also can happen. All these things can happen in Kerala also.
How many seats?
No, I don't want to make any guess. One thing is, there is still another 7 days. Things are going on well. There is nothing negative against Narendra Modi's government.
What will you say to critics who say that the BJP's politics doesn't work in Kerala? It doesn't work in Tamil Nadu, doesn't work in Kerala. The politics of Hindutva. For example, I remember you and I had spoken ahead of the 2021 state elections. And the BJP was fighting a lot on the plank of Sabrimala and Love Jihad. But those issues didn't quite translate into great votes for you.
We didn't fight on the plank of Sabrimala or Love Jihad. We fought on developmental issues. Others said that Sabrimala will favor us. Sabrimala favored Congress more. Not because of Congress stand regarding Sabrimala, but the people were so much against the left front, they want to teach them a lesson.
Yes, they lost some of their votes.
And then they felt that that was in 2019, not 21.
Yeah.
2019. So left front lost all the seats except one.
But what about the fact that these issues don't really resonate? Are these still the issues that you take to the public?
We have not taken, we take those also. Others shy away from issues which are closer to the heart of the majority community, the Hindu society. Others take up issues which are, maybe they feel it is closer to the hearts of the minorities.
Right.
For us, we take up every issue related to the citizens of this country. That is why developmental issues we take the maximum.
And what do you make of the Christian vote bank? All three fronts are fighting for the Christian vote bank. They have voted both for the UDF and the LDF considerably in the past. Some has come to the BJP. I see some pockets and some churches announcing support to the BJP this time around. How do you see that Christian vote?
See, Christians are not against Narendra Modi or BJP as means the way they were earlier.
Okay.
So the distance have reduced. And I would say that we will get a sizable percentage of votes of the Christians.
All right. V. Muralidharan is at a pit stop, another one where he's going to be welcomed. He's going to meet some of the constituents and the workers as well. So we are going to try and interact with some more people down here as well, as the minister does that too. इस इलेक्शन में सबसे बड़ा मुद्दा क्या होगा? इशू, व्हाट इज बिग इशू फॉर यू?
बिग इशू है इंडिया के फेमस, इंडिया ए लार्ज कंट्री, इंडिया ए बड़ा कंट्री, ये यूनिटी, ग्रेट यूनिटी एंड ग्रेट डेवलपिंग, ये वर्ल्ड में ये नंबर 1.
तो अभी जो यहाँ से जो कैंडिडेट हैं, वी मुरलीधरन अभी कैंपेन के लिए आए हैं.
ये अच्छा कैंडिडेट है मुरलीधरन. ये 3 कैंडिडेट में अच्छा है,
सारे तीनों
अच्छा है. ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी, नेशनलिस्ट पार्टी.
विच पार्टी डू यू लाइक?
नरेंद्र मोदी की.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी.
बिकॉज ऑफ नरेंद्र मोदी.
Yes.
You like him?
I like it.
Because?
Because
We as a family support BJP. Last time, Congress's Adur Prakash beat a heavyweight left candidate to break their monopoly on the seat of almost 3 decades. But his vote percentage was the lowest for a winning candidate this seat has ever seen, and the margin of victory was also very tight. The repeat candidate of the UDF is not too worried though, confident that his work will speak for itself.
I am doing my job. That's why I don't have any worry about this result.
Yeah.
The people will always with me. I am always with people. That's why, that's my confidence. The last 29 years they are representing from here.
Yes.
29 years.
Yes.
After that, I won.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
This time also they are planning just like that, but we will fight against that.
Who do you think is your biggest competitor? The left Varkala MLA fighting from here or Union Minister V. Muralidharan? Who is the biggest competitor?
No,
Who is more competition?
I am fighting with LDF.
Okay.
I am UDF. I am fighting with LDF.
BJP is not a factor.
No, that's not a problem.
So LDF and UDF, sir, your top leaders likes of Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi are fighting with Pinarayi Vijayan. Every day they are issuing statements against each other. What does that tell?
That's all. That's why I am saying I am also fighting against Pinarayi Vijayan. His policy, we can't able to accept his policy.
What policies, sir?
Policy means every time they are not giving the pension for the poor people, but they will get the money. His daughter will get the money every month.
So can Congress repeat 2019 performance?
Out of 2020, we will be.
20 this time.
Yeah, this time.
Gas cylinders will be given by Rahul Gandhi. That's his guarantee. Not like Modi ki guarantee.
While the Congress and the left deny BJP is a factor in the fight, on ground their campaigns focus sufficiently on attacking the Modi model, making it clear that it is indeed Modi versus all. Whether the much-touted Modi magic finally works in Kerala remains to be seen. With video journalist P.S. Rajesh, Shivani Gupta for CNN News 18.
Another one of those key seats for the BJP, or the one to watch out for, is going to be that of Pathanamthitta. Now in 2019, K. Surendran, who's their current state president, had fought this high-profile seat against the likes of the CPIM's Veena George and the sitting UDF MP, Anto Antony. This time around, the BJP has its own Christian face, Anil Antony, who has joined from the Congress only a year ago. And they will be hoping that their nearly 30% vote share in this constituency can witness a further bump for them to take it over the line this time around. But can they do so? Here's more from Pathanamthitta.
Pathanamthitta is characterized by its 40% Christian population. But it also became the seat of the face-off over Sabrimala pilgrimage last elections. It has been considered generally a UDF bastion. Anto Antony of the Congress has won consecutively since 2009 when the constituency was carved out. But in the last state elections, the left swept all the assembly seats.
So you've been winning since the constituency was formed. But last time around in the state elections, the LDF swept the assembly segments. And, there is a sense that your vote margin has also been going down, your winning margin. So are you worried at all?
Yeah, parliament election and assembly election is both are different. The both elections, people thinking differently. Yeah, in parliament election, the people of Kerala, especially my constituency, they are for a strong government, considering all sections of people, secular government in center. That's their viewpoint.
Who's your bigger opponent? This time there's Anil Antony of the BJP fighting from here as well. Last time there was K. Surendran. They've been increasing their margin. So who's your bigger opponent, BJP or left?
I don't know who is the bigger opponent. They are fighting each other for 2 and 3.
But what makes you confident? What is the biggest issue against the LDF, for example, here? Pension seems to be a big issue right now.
All sections of the people are very much distressed. Agriculture, farmers, young people, there are a lot of unemployment is here. Then all pensions are not given to the poor people. Then the law and order situation is the worst ever in the state. The drug mafia is very active in the schools and colleges. There is so many issues. Law and order is totally collapsed. The people of Kerala all the time, their particular, the law and order situation is perfect. Otherwise they will react. That's the history of the Kerala.
Priyanka Gandhi campaigned for you. Rahul Gandhi has been campaigning in Kerala. They say they are attacking Pinarayi Vijayan a lot. And he is attacking Congress back. What do you make of this fight?
Yeah, they are not attacking. They tell some truth. Here the one alliance between the CPM and BJP. Both parties, the rival party is the Congress. Congress Mukt Bharat and Congress Mukt Bharat Kerala. That's both their slogan. They are together.
BJP and LDF are together.
They are together. They are a secret engagement with both these parties.
Sabrimala was a big issue here last time around.
Sabrimala will affect both the parties. Once BJP used for their political purpose, CPM they purposefully they try to destroy the convictions and the Sabrimala's sanctity. This time they do nothing for the nothing for the pilgrimage. So crores of people attend. This time 18 hours, 20 hours the pilgrims are waiting for the darshan. Then lakhs of people going back to their homes when they cannot see then made the darshan. That's the situation here. This time the pilgrims go to Sabrimala, they didn't cast a single vote for the LDP.
So, does the UDF stand for Sabrimala traditions?
Yeah, we have stand for that.
Okay.
Oh, we are always with the.
Because Congress is accused of being anti-Hindu.
Oh, no, who said that?
BJP says that.
BJP is a fascist organization. They didn't accept hundreds of religions, caste, language, and culture here. We are the real face of the India. India is the consolidation of all these religions, all these castes, all these languages. BJP's communal fascism didn't got any acceptance here.
So Pathanamthitta, you're looking for a record 4th win?
Yeah, now the people are very much confident. We have no money, and the people are conducting all the functions. The other side, both the government are spending crores and crores of rupees like water. And our campaign is led by these poor farmers and poor villagers.
And what about overall Kerala?
2020. We win all the 20 seats.
Both the left and the BJP here are targeting the left candidate Thomas Isaac on the state's poor financial situation. Isaac was the finance minister in the previous term of the Vijayan government.
So we are with one of the BJP's new faces in Kerala. Anil Antony has joined the party only recently. You're fighting your first big battle for the BJP from the Pathanamthitta seat here. Let me begin by asking you about the Christian vote. 40% Christian population in Pathanamthitta. How confident are you that you can attract that vote to the BJP this time?
See, we are very sure that not just one religion or one community, but the entire population is seeing a massive, there is a massive swing of votes to our favor. Our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, like he has said many times that he doesn't stand for any particular religion or caste. He is standing for 140 crore Indians. And he is working to take that India to a Vikasit Bharat.
But you have to do a little bit of social engineering.
So we are coming to that. And we just recently released our manifesto, and we are focusing mainly on 4 aspects: Garib Yuva Annadate Annari, which is actually our poor people, our women, our youth, and our farmers. You come to this constituency, like you said, it's a constituency with a significant number of Christian population. There is a significant number of Hindu population also, I think around 50 to 54%. But other than that, this is a place where the number of women voters it is much higher than the male voters in this constituency. It's a constituency with a large number of farming population. It's a constituency with almost 40-50 colleges. So there is a substantial number of young population.
Okay.
And almost every policy we make is catered to these 4 segments. So this time it is one of those elections where I can say that I have a lot of things that is going in my favor. First of all, you have 2 candidates. You have a MP who is an MP for the last 15 years. And there is a lot of anti-incumbency against that particular member of parliament because of non-performance. You go anywhere in this constituency and people will tell you that it is one of the least developed constituencies across Kerala. Then you have the other former finance minister, Mr. Thomas Isaac, who is a candidate here. You look at the state's finances right now, it's a mess. And they are not in a position to even pay salary and pension to their own employees. The people here want development and progress. And they know that, and the people know that the left government won't be able to do that. And then it is one of the rare elections where you have a 2-time sitting prime minister who is going for his 3rd election. And there is no anti-incumbency. It's a pro-Modi wave across India.
But
So
tell me, are you feeling the pressure? The BJP has shown a lot of faith and confidence in you by giving you this seat so soon after joining the party. And they're going big in South, and Kerala is a big part of that equation.
So it's over 1 year since I joined, and when I joined the party itself, I had said very clearly that, let's say, I didn't join the party for any titles or positions or any tickets. I joined because I trust in the Prime Minister's vision for India. And just like crores of Indians who have joined the Bharatiya Janata Party in the last 10 years, which is how we became the largest party in the world right now. And I joined, and then it was a leadership choice. It is a leadership decision, and I am a national secretary and spokesperson of the party now. And then I was given this responsibility of, let's say, fighting here. And I see it as a historic opportunity because we have never won a seat in Kerala ever. And now this is a opportunity for the party to win 1 seat. This time I'm very sure that we will be winning multiple seats. We are expecting more than 370 seats for our party, more than 400 seats for our coalition, and I'm very sure that we'll be a lot of those seats will be coming from Kerala. And I'm very sure that one of them will be from here.
One of them will be yours. But I want to ask you personally, how has this battle been? Because your father, A.K. Antony, was on record recently to say, I hope the BJP loses from here, which means he hopes his son loses from here.
Yeah, of course, he's a congressman, and you can't expect somebody from the opposition party to say that I should be winning. But then, that being said, personally, he's my father and he's somebody I have the utmost respect and love for. But at the same time, politically, he is standing for an organization that in the last 10 years is repeatedly rejected by the people. And they are repeatedly rejected by the people because of certain fundamental issues in the organization. Right now I'm very happy and proud that I'm a part of the Bharatiya Janata Party. I'm very happy that I'm working for the Prime Minister and his vision for India. And that is a choice which crores of Indians across have made, and I have made a similar choice, especially young people. You look at young people across India, they are joining the party more and more, and because there is a long-term vision we have, there is a medium-term and a long-term vision we have.
What is your one big message you're giving to people here, regardless of whether they're the youth, women or farmers?
It is, this time they should be changed because status quo is not taking things any longer. You have the left and the Congress, which this is a bastion, I would say it's a Congress bastion historically. And the last 10-12 elections, except one or two or twice, the Congress have always won here.
But the left swept the assembly
But all the 7 assembly constituencies belong to the left. So both of them you are giving chances. You have all the MLAs from the left, you have all the your MP who is a 3-time MP. But you come to this constituency, it is still one of the most underdeveloped constituencies in Kerala. It is one of the rare constituencies, I would say, in India where there is not a single unit of a central government PSU. This is the age of technology. There is not a single startup incubator. There is not a single IT park. There is not a single industrial park. Forget all that. There is not even a single industry which this constituency can claim on its own. And it's a constituency with a lot of potential. You have the potential to create, let's say, IT hubs and medical hubs and tourist hubs, and you have places like Shabarimala and all. It can be a large religious cultural hub. But we are nowhere near the potential. And both of them, you are giving them a chance and it's not going anywhere. And we have a proven, I represent an organization and a leader with a proven track record of 10 years of delivering. Whatever we have promised, we have delivered. Whatever we have said in our manifesto, we have delivered. Whatever we had said in the last 10 years, we have delivered even more. Like 4 crore houses, 40 crore tap water connections, 50 crore Ayushman Bharat cards, 80 crore, people we are giving the ration extended. So we have delivered, and now here also people want development and progress.
No, but tell me one thing. You spoke about potential. Whatever said and done in Kerala, you've got to break some part of the LDF and the UDF vote bank to come to you.
Yes.
And those are very traditional, heavily set vote banks. So I come back to my question on the Christian community. What is your message to them? Because they don't traditionally seem to be voting for the BJP so much, even though they've got a few support here and there. Some churches have announced support. Plus, they've got few percentages of the Christian vote. So how do you get more of that?
See, again, like I've been traveling across this constituency for the last 7 weeks. And I met thousands of people who have said that so far I only voted for the Congress, only voted for the Communists, only voted for the Kerala Congress. But they have been telling me that this time, for the first time in our life, first time in our family's life, we are going to vote for you, we are going to vote for the Lotus, and we are going to vote for the Prime Minister. So there is a change that is very definite.
So they're not anti-BJP.
And now you come to the Christian community also. Because of many factors, there have been a large misinformation campaign that has been going on. Ever since the party had been created, among the minorities, our political opponents, led by the Congress, have tried to create a feeling that we are anti-minority. But then it is a narration that has been comprehensively rejected by the people of India. You look at states like Goa, you look at states like the Northeast. There are 8 states there, 1 state, that's 9. Almost every single state, the Christians are a large factor. Some of them Christians are a majority. Like for example, states like Nagaland and Meghalaya and all. Christians are almost 90% plus. And even states like Goa and some of the other states, it's more than what the Christian population in Kerala. But every single state except Mizoram, that is 8 of 9 states, the NDA is in power there. We are having governments there. 4 of them we are having governments by ourselves. So that means everywhere in India, Christian community is showing full trust in our party, our Prime Minister, and they are voting for us. It is only Kerala which is like let's say, it's a aberration. And that is because of, let's say, the left and the Congress for the last 75 years is a state that is completely dominated by these 2 parties. And then they have a deep-rooted ecosystem here also. The national stage, they are in the same team. They are a part of the so-called India Alliance. And together, they are creating narrations which now the people have started to see are not true. For example, during my campaign itself, in the last 3-4 weeks, I had a few MPs who came, MLAs who came, who are Christian MLAs from the Northeast, who are from the Bharatiya Janata Party. So they came here and they were having open conversations with a lot of Christian leaders here. And even the people here were shocked by, let's say, the difference between what they hear from the people here and what they hear from the people who are actually from the Northeast. So there is a huge difference. People are really starting to understand reality. And this time people here want change, they want progress, they want development, they want opportunities. And it is not something the left or the Congress can give, it is only something which we can give. Which is why we are very confident that we are doing very well here.
Pathanamthitta is a test within the larger test for the BJP in Kerala, a constituency where they hold some of their largest vote share. With the new Christian face, failure here could put into question the entire Kerala push. With video journalist P.S. Rajesh, Shivani Gupta, CNN News 18.